weekend, people came across a tweet, myself included, by an ABC News correspondent that read as follows. It was about Donald Trump and how Donald Trump is great because he actually gives people access. It came from Kyra Phillips, and it said, no matter what your politics are, I have to say that I appreciate the access Donald Trump gives us on a regular basis and the ability to ask any question. So I reacted to it. Word on the street is that Cenk, you and John also reacted to it. But the point is, what good is that access if he's just lying to you all the time? So you can go back and regurgitate the lies that Trump told you. So she got a lot of heat for that tweet.
I like that there's word on the street about it. Like, yeah, I noticed. I was walking in on Santa Monica and people were like, did Idarola tweet about that? I think Idarola also tweeted about that.
By the way, word on the street is, we just had a production meeting and Brett brought that up. So okay, that's the word on the street. So here's a twist to the story, I guess. Her husband jumped in and started to defend her. Her husband is John Roberts, who is a White House correspondent for Fox News. And so he says the following: many people have been criticizing my wife for this tweet. I and many of my other colleagues in the White House press corps are of the mind that while we don't agree with the cancellation of the daily briefing, at least we have the chance to question the president directly. And sometimes, several times a day. In Seoul, for example, he took questions for an hour and 10 minutes. I, for one, would rather put questions directly to the president than hear canned answers from an aide. The answers are canned. They're canned from the source. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, Trump answering your questions is worthless. He lies to you, and then you don't do your job. You don't fact check him, and you just, they essentially work as PR people for the president. Free PR.
I'm actually going to be way less tough than you on this one, which is surprising.
Wrong.
Okay, well, that's agree to disagree. So, no, look, here's the thing. I think there is value in the questions that they asked Trump because it gives him the space to lie, and then we fact check him and others fact check him, and he says preposterous things. So if they cut off that access, he wouldn't have an opportunity to be the serial bungler that he is. If you let Trump speak long enough, he will bury himself. And so now,
Cenk,
no, hold on. Let me.
Okay,
no. Are you kidding me? On almost every issue, he constantly will make a point that is the contrary of what he just had his spokespeople come out and say. So, for example,
I know, but
on the chant about send them back, right? So he came out and they asked him about it. He's like, well, no, I wasn't happy with it. And everybody, all of his spokespeople went on TV and they were like, you see that? The president disavowed the crowd. And then the next day they asked Trump and he's like, I love the crowd. They're the most patriotic people I've ever seen. That's what you should say, right?
Yeah.
So give them some rope. And that's basically what they're doing.
I hear what you're saying, Cenk. 90% of the Republican Party thinks Trump is doing an awesome job. It's not having any effect. They hear his lies and they think awesome, and it's even worse when the media doesn't fact check him. So yes, I agree that it's awesome that we get to do that, and some members of independent media and some members of mainstream media fact check him. But in reality, I think that what this does is it amplifies his message. It feeds into the free advertising that helped him in the campaign to becoming president.
I know, but he's the president. If you're gonna ask him questions, I'm happy to have them ask questions.
That's fine, but just don't like applaud him as if he's some sort of like candid hero.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say is on your side, which is when Kyra Phillips was doing the original tweet, you have to be mindful that he's the guy who calls the press enemy of the people. So thanking him for a little bit of crumbs while he attacks you vociferously and puts your life in danger is not a great idea overall. The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.